Hey, this is Alison Angelis, your host of the Silicon Sanctuary podcast and Alison Angelis on YouTube. I wanted to talk today. Had an idea, and I've thought about this many times, and I wanted to talk to you about the idea of insidious mind shifts and what does that mean, and what does it look like, and how you could recognize that. So all day long, you're having 60,000 thoughts a minute, and there's so many thoughts that you're having that your brain can't even couldn't process them in language. So all day long, we're taking in experiences through our senses, through our eyes, through our hearing, through all our five senses. Okay, and as we're taking in these things that we're perceiving, our brain is processing them, and then we're turning those into language, or we're turning them into sensations and feeling in the body that we might not even recognize. And then after that, after the feelings comes, it creates an action or a behavior after that. And then after the action or behavior, if we don't catch it at that level, or an emotion, then it goes into the actual physical body. So what is an insidious mind state? So if you, for example, all things lead into the way that our lenses of perception are experiencing and having feelings and experiences. So what leads into these things are physical body things, what you eat, what you've drunk, what you drink, how you sleep, the environment that you're in. All of these things are leading to the processes of the information that we're taking in through our five senses. Okay, so our mind is processing constantly and having ideas and thinking. And unfortunately, and I've stated in previous videos before, about 80% of the thoughts that we're experiencing are in the realm of fear and lack. And it's programmed probably epigenetically, genetically, through our past evolution, through the amygdala, which is a fear response, and it's a protection mechanism. So how do we get ourselves actualized into a place where we're primarily aware that we're having those sensations and feelings related to fear and lack, and not focusing on them, in fact, diffusing them, observing them, and letting them go, because they're just energy forms. And energy doesn't cease to exist, but it doesn't stay unless it doesn't stay within you unless you contain it. How do you contain it? By focusing on it, creating a story about it, actualizing it, talking about it, feeling emotions about it, and all these things. This is how we contain this energy that may or may not feel good. So if we notice that we're having a sensation within our body that's discomforting, that's usually one of our first signs that you are having a mind state that is less empowering to us. And it's usually, if it doesn't feel good, it is actually not usually, but always in the realm of fear and lack. If it doesn't feel good, it's fear and lack, always. It's never truth. It's never knowledge. It's always fear and lack realm, which is illusion. So how do we get ourselves to be constantly in the state, more likely in the states of creation, of love and abundance, and actualizing ourselves, and, manifesting our purpose, and just living really empowering lives where we contribute to others and inspire others and are creating everything that we dream of? How does that happen? It's about the mind state. So first off, nurturing the mind correctly through the physical world, which is, again, sleep, exercise, absolutely, nutrition, and not using drugs that contribute to negativity, and actually particularly watching the other humans that you're around. This is a very important thing, to be very curated about whom you're spending time with. Um, so back to being in the empowering state. So when you notice that you're feeling badly, you could take notice of it and go, what am I feeling? I'm feeling anxious. Or you could name it. I'm feeling depressed, or I'm feeling anxious. Let's say those two realms. Or maybe I feel guilty, or I feel shame, or I'm embarrassed. All of those things, fear and lack, something's wrong, something's missing, not enoughness, anxiety, shame, guilt, name any of these unpleasantries. This is in the realm of fear and lack. So you notice it. Normally people notice it through a feeling, not through a sentence. So it goes through a feeling. And then you can go back, name it. Wow, I'm feeling really anxious. I'm worried about, and then fill in the blanks: money, relationship, health, aging, whatever your top 4 or 5 things are. They usually always are running in those realms: aging, death, money, love, lack of love, right? Not enoughness, not non-worthiness. So you feel those feelings, you notice them, you name them so that it's contained, or not contained, but it's categorized and recognized, and it's sensicalized. And then you can observe it and relax into it. Don't try to resist it. Just relax and see what's there, visualize it. And then you could even state out loud that you're allowing it to pass, that you are no longer wanting to, participate in that paradigm, and that you're allowing it to pass, flow through you, and to dissipate. And you can do that as many times as you need to, flowing it, flowing it, flowing it, flowing it. In the beginning, it will happen often and a lot. And then as time goes on, it will become less and less and less. You'll start noticing more quickly when you're having the shift of the mind state, the insidious mind state, from neutrality into below neutrality, into negativity, into fear and lack. And then when you notice it, you just allow it to flow. Another thing that I will use, well, it just popped up in my head, so I guess I'm going to speak on it now, is I'll use I always look to alter my state of consciousness. This is what everyone does. When they're feeling discomfort, they look to alter their consciousness. Okay. How do people alter their consciousness? Well, a lot of people that are don't have the knowledge yet, we're using different things that are non-productive things, non-empowering things, non-sustainable things. What are those? Drugs, alcohol, name your drug of choice: weed, prescription drugs, pills, alcohol, television to numb, sex, porn. Some people work. So those are all things that people are seeking to alter consciousness. What are some other things that you can use to alter your consciousness that will empower you and strengthen you and inspire you and be good role modeling for others as well? What are those things? I know that you know them already now that I've even mentioned it. For me, one of the number one things that I go to is if I choose and I'm able to be active. So for me, changing my venue, getting out in nature, going for a hike in the hills, really doing a walking meditation, or vigorously exercising, now we're not taking classes right now, but in the past it was taking a yoga class, lifting weights, bike riding, jump roping, all different types of movement practices, dancing, music can alter your consciousness, but you have to be very careful because a lot of mainstream music is on a lower level of vibrating frequency. So music is something you can use, dance you can use, writing, reading, listening to empowering things. Humor is a great resource that a lot of intellectuals forget about, but humor's wonderful. I use that often as well. What else can you use to alter your consciousness when you're feeling yourself shifting into a negative mindset? Food, uh, good nutrition. I mean, the cause of your mind state might be also fertilized by poor nutrition, poor sleep, and then the lack of exercise. So you can shift your mind state to get yourself into a higher state of consciousness. And then those that negative channel that you're on, because it's a frequency, it's a vibrational frequency. You can call it a vibrational frequency, or you can call it a channel. About it like this. When you tune a radio, you're tuning a dial, you just go one click or two clicks to the left and there's static. You go two clicks to the right and there's a pure channel to music. There's one type of channel of music that might be a lower vibrating channel of music, or there might be higher vibrating channels. So this is noticing the vibration channel that you're on. Every time that you're on a channel of sadness, anxiety, depression, those are all a frequency. It's a channel that you're tuned into. So it's more empowering to be tuned into a more empowering, productive, creative channel, and to get your energy needs met there. How can you get onto those channels? Sometimes, again, I've talked about this many times before, gratitude, invoking gratitude, stating out loud just the most smallest, most humble, tangible things that you're grateful for. Even if you're angry and you don't feel it, just saying those out loud. The next state to go into is contribution, serving others. This is something that we often forget, especially if you're deeply in a state of suffering. We usually get so focused on healing that suffering that it's so painful that we become so myopic and so narcissistic in needing to fix ourselves that we forget that an easy way out is to serve others, to contribute to community, contribute to individuals, contribute to groups. In any way you can. Right now, as I'm speaking here, I think of it as service and contribution. I hope even to any population of people. So that's another way to get on the love, abundance, possibilities, creativity, manifesting, producing, actualizing yourself, transcending consciousness, getting to higher levels, to a higher vibrating frequency channel. So back to insidious mind states. When you're going throughout your day and you notice a slump in the way that you're feeling, that's the signal. Okay. The body always signals us. The universe always signals us. We have to be aware of the sensations that we're feeling, okay? And once you can catch it at that point quickly, then you spend less time in that frequency. You can get out of that frequency of suffering, okay? And the greatest part about that is that when you get out of that frequency of suffering, let's say two great parts about that is when you're at neutrality or above neutrality, that's the place where you can create. This is the place where you can create all the things that you're dreaming of: significance, love, connection, money, abundance, creating dreams, fun, bliss, joy, variety, excitement. All those things can only be created at or above neutrality. Sometimes I've called that in the past the waterline. A lot of us spend a lot of time below the waterline. So you think about it, somebody is swimming and they're just struggling to keep their nose and mouth above the water to breathe. That's just below the waterline. Then at the waterline, you're kind of floating, right? There's no, you can breathe, you can survive, right? But we really want to be above that, as high above that as possible every single day. not only inspiring ourselves, which is why you're here, the purpose for you to be here is to contribute your greatest self. And if everybody contributes their greatest self, what an amazing world this would be. Amazing collective consciousness of people self-actualizing, self-aware of when they're slipping into the fear and lack channel, being able to readily move the energy. It's just energy out. And then it's not even real. It's only real if we say it's real, we tell a story about it, we meet and we have coffee about it, we talk about it, we feel those feelings, those negative feelings. We want to stay in that lower state. What do you get in that lower state? A lot of us don't even realize that we're getting something out of it when we want to stay in that lower state. And what is it? Community, love, attention, affection. What is it? But the real interesting thing is you can get all those things, the love, the community, the connection, the significance, the abundance, the money, all those things that you want in the higher realm. And it's sustainable and it will grow you and you will inspire all the people around you that you love and care about. And then that will be a model for them, that they will see you rising up, see you self-actualizing, see you manifesting, creating happy, joy, fulfillment, homeostasis, health. And this is the greatest gift that you can give to humanity, actually. So I don't know. What was I just talking about? I have no idea. Thank you for listening. This is Alison Angelis. I'm the host of the Silicon Sanctuary podcast. I also have the YouTube channel, Alison Angelis. You can follow me on Instagram where you can DM me directly, and I will answer every question that you ask me. Do subscribe. I'm going to be posting a podcast every week, 1 a week and then 2 a week. Once we get more going with interviewing like-minded and other people, please let me know and DM me if you want to be on my podcast. Fly out people in the past and interview all kinds of leaders in the fields of in education, mind states, health, wellness, personal growth, entertainment, art, anything that's uplifting flow states, hacking flow states, neurobiology, science, all these things. So I'm here for it. I'm here for you. And let me know. Thanks for listening.